Most I ever seen here. Greenback's overpopulated. On the first thing here I'm gonna do is swear the alderman's in. So that'll make the meeting legal and stuff. Are you okay with this sworn in? I'm good.
We're good.
You sworn in?
Yeah.
All right. You can stand up and make it around this. When I say aye, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Aye.
Robert Blankenship.
Do you solemnly swear that
I will perform the fidelity to office of Alderman to which I have been elected.
I do hereby make oath that I will discharge. Go ahead.
Discharge all duties incumbent and known to me to the best of my ability.
Yes.
I make oath that
I have not provided, given, or will I give any free gifts or gratuity or reward for this office.
I make oath that I will
Follow the Constitution of the State of Tennessee and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Greenback.
I make oath that
I will faithfully execute the duties of Alderman of the City of Greenback, Tennessee to the best of my ability.
12th day of February. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I make a motion that we, Holly Evans has turned in her resignation. You're a second on that? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. I will formally open the meeting now since we've got aldermen in place. This year I'd like to introduce Melanie Davis, Godwin Black, attorney that I've appointed to represent us. I'd like to make a motion that we accept Melanie as our attorney for the city.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. You're on board.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. I've appointed Linda Black as an alderman to take the place of Polly Evans. I'll make a motion that we accept it. All those in favor, say aye.
No.
Aye.
You have to have a second. You need a second. You need a second.
I'll second.
Say aye.
You're going to do a roll call.
Yeah, do a roll
You're going to do a roll call vote
Oh.
because it wasn't unanimous.
Delmer? Roll call.
Roll call. Aye.
Robert?
Here.
John?
It's yea or nay.
Yeah.
No, it's yes or no to accept the motion. You made the motion, Dwayne, Johnny Walker seconded,
Yeah.
and now you have to do a roll call vote for everybody.
Roll call over? Okay. All that do that.
You got Delmer, yes.
Okay, go ahead and call the roll.
Huh?
You can go ahead and call the roll.
Delmer Davis,
This is for the motion of accepting Linda.
the mayor,
Aye.
Robin,
Nay.
John.
Motion passes.
Motion passes.
The adoption of the agenda. Are you okay with the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now to the appointing of the alderman. I make a motion that we accept Linda Black.
We've already did it.
We didn't know.
Oh, I thought
That's
you
what
were.
that's what it is right there.
Okay, all right. The, so you're okay with the financial report? Don't agree with it?
Do what?
Anything on the financial report?
I'm ready. That's all right, go ahead.
I'd like to make a request on the financial report. In the financial report, there's a lot of stuff that is kind of like supplies bought and those type of things, but would it be possible to break that down a little further on what is being bought? Moving forward.
I would say just lump sum.
Yeah, instead of just a lump sum, it says supplies, it's got a total amount, but I don't know what the supplies is, what it consists of.
It's itemized list.
Itemized list of supplies.
Master supplies.
Well,
Moving forward.
There's a memo, in the memo is where they break it down, what the supplies are. So if you're looking at, there's on November the 20th from Walmart Supplies, it was for Christmas, outdoor Christmas.
Okay, that might just be my misunderstanding. Thank you.
One question, Wayne, one question about the financial statement. I see that. Well, it shows where 20-year Tom Wilson got a $2,500 check, and on January's report, another check where it got returned. It was voided out.
yeah.
I couldn't find where it got credited back, and, changed out, so I just didn't know exactly what happened. I thought I knew what happened, but
Yeah, that's what happened. It did it clear because it didn't have two signatures.
okay.
So we issued another, we voided that check and issued another one.
Okay, the return check is $2,512, and the other one was just $2,500.
To pay for her fee,
That was the bank fee that they charged
yes,
us.
because it was our error in not having two signatures.
Okay.
This stuff's squared away. I guess I can hear swearing.
Yes.
Notice.
I, Linda Black,
Do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I will perform with fidelity
I will perform with fidelity
the office of Alderman to which I have been elected.
the office of Alderman which I have been elected.
I do hereby make oath that I will
I do hereby make oath that I will
discharge all duties incumbent
discharge all duties incumbent
unknown to me,
unknown to me,
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
I make oath that
I make oath of that
I have not been provided,
I have not been provided,
given,
given,
nor will I give any free
nor will I give any free
gifts or gratuity
gifts of gratitude
or reward for this office.
or reward for this office.
I make oath that
I make oath of that
I will follow the Constitution of the State of Tennessee
I will follow the Constitution of the State of Tennessee
and the Charter and ordinance of the City of Greenback.
and the Charter and the ordinance of the City of Greenback.
I make oath that
And make oath that
I will faithfully execute the duties
I will faithfully execute the duties
of Alderman of the City of Greenback,
of the Alderman of the City of Greenback,
Tennessee, to the best of my ability.
Tennessee, to the best of my ability.
Welcome aboard. Okay. I'm going to have some comments on our ordinance. Angie Carrier, who's with MTAS, that's been down here for, we worked for about 3 hours going over these things. She will get go over those, and we'll bring each alderman a copy of those ordinances that we've accepted. Going in, once we get these ordinances all in one book, then we can put them all out there in that one book and advertise it and have 2 readings to accept it. And that way, that instead of going over all of them one at a time, it will be just one deal, and they'll all be legal. And the hiring of the city reporter, I think we need to have a workshop on that. There's 3 or 4 others that have set resumes in, and we can go over with the employees of hiring and them. Is that okay? Okay. We've already got the city attorney approved. Okay. Has anyone in here got make a comment or?
Mayor, were you going to discuss, we talked a little bit about the property? Whether you need all the comments.
Oh, I've already got that.
That's right.
That's one thing we said.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any alderman's comments?
What did you say about the hiring of the reporter?
I think we've had a workshop over that, so there's 3 others that have.
When are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? So,
We just have to come here. We need to do it an hour before the next meeting.
I would rather do it earlier than that myself. I would rather do it and be prepared better than an hour before the next meeting.
Could we have a workshop on Saturday?
I would have to move it back up to just have.
John works, John.
What shift you work, John?
Oh, I think we started. If we have to, or we can do it in the evening.
I'll make it work.
Or we can do it in the evening after.
Early Saturday.
Figure out Saturday, maybe. We'll look at all of those. Get prepared for what we're going to do.
Okay.
And that will have to be
I'll just let
publicly
y'all-
noticed. The meeting will have to be publicly noticed, even though it's a workshop.
Okay. We'll just have to put that in the paper.
Do we know when we will have that book or ordinance start to go? Is there a date?
They didn't give us a date, but they said they'd try to get it on through since we've already paid for it.
Okay.
We should be able to look forward to that by at least the next meeting.
Because she said that she would try to get that done by next week.
Let me ask another question.
By
How
next week.
is our hands tied to the point that we can't do anything right now the way it is until we get that done? The workshop, I mean, the ordinances and all that you're working on.
Well-
we can still do business without that.
We
Oh,
just
yeah.
have to take it on a case-by-case basis to
Yeah.
see what it is, to make sure that we have authorization. But
Okay.
you can certainly hire the city recorder and do the workshop. That's in the charter.
I'm good. I'll make it work.
Okay,
You work Saturday.
this thing up on our property that has been given to the fire department.
Mayor, did you want to do general comments?
I thought I should do this first. I got a comment on it.
Do the Alderman comment? Do the Alderman comment? I just go to the next meeting because I have to leave and stand down.
That, given the way the property, it puts us in a really peculiar thing because talking to the representative from the state, if this property is given away, the city of Greenback will lose all rights to grants because of not being in compliance. And that's where we're going to stand on that, and I'm going to make a motion that we take legal action to get the property back, because if we don't, at least try to get it back, then there'll be no more grants for Greenback. And that's a bad situation. Does anyone want to make a comment on that?
What state representative did you talk with?
His name?
Jameson Sliger.
Okay, thank you.
What was the last name?
Sliger, S-L-I-G-E-R.
Anyone else?
Where does that leave the fire department?
Pardon?
Where does that leave the fire department?
If the city takes the property back, how does that affect the fire department?
It'll be just like they was.
Does it affect any grants or any financial, anything that the fire department gets?
No. And I don't, if it goes through, I don't know what that would mean for the fire department.
So the fire department couldn't come back and say the city was against them, or it caused them to have repercussion, or
This
it
is,
had a bad effect on them.
we're not out to do
That's what I'm
anything
asking.
to the fire department. I think the fire department does a great job. They do a great job. But the rules were set back on this property had to be used for recreation. And if you don't, in compliance with what the state says, and then Mr. Sliger said, there's a good possibility that the city of Greenback will lose the ability to have grants. And then you'll just be on your own. But no way are we out to do the fire department anything. No way. It's just that property, the city of Greenback ain't got no property hardly at all. And like I said, I'm for these kids. If we don't take care of the kids, we're not going to have anything. They won't be around to take care of us. But, and I want you to put in your mind that we're not all about everything about football. All these kids have got, there's the girls, They need as much recognition as we all can give the football players. I think they're all in together. And what's good for one goose is good for the other. And I'm wanting you all to reach out to those kids, help them along. With this tragedy we had here, it makes you, gives you a wake-up call. And Greenback has been good about stepping up when we have something like that. So I'm going to make a motion that we take further action. Do I have a second?
Well, I got a comment because, one, I've been on city council for the past 2 years, and I don't quite understand how this property got deeded or whatever, because the past city council did not vote that direction.
It's the property behind Peoples. It was deeded.
Quick claim deeds are this property back here behind the fire hall too.
Oh, I didn't know. Yes, there's two quick claim deeds, one on
So,
behind the fire hall.
I do know that when it was voted on the last time, there was what we had originally voted on was that we would be willing to work with this, but not to take the kid ball field. And I remember Ronnie writing a letter saying
The
that,
deed doesn't include ball field.
but what I'm hearing is the quick claim deed does.
There's two quick claim deeds, one behind the peephole.
But it
And one
don't take the
right-
ball field.
No, it don't take the ball field, but it's
That's
right
what his
behind
question
it. But the concession stand's got to be moved, because that property right there where the concession stand is down to the ball field, went to Ronnie. And that's under
Which is what we
the,
talked about,
The,
where the building is.
I might be wrong, but wasn't the fire hall property that it's on, wasn't it already in the fire department's name? See, that was all deeded in one block away. Now, we might have gone there, but then this over here was a different thing.
Wendy,
My understanding, when the property was given by Hazel McIntyre, it was given from the other side of the fire department, all the way over to the side of the road where Peepaws is. The Peepaws property where the building is, and directly behind Peepaws, was not part of that landmark, for sure. So that part is not so much a state issue as it is it wasn't done properly through proper channels to be given away, and that has to go through proper channels. The part over here is an outdoor recreation, and the problem that we have run into when you talk to the State Parks Department, which has the outdoor recreation clause on that, is that if we go back to them and we say, now we have no parking for people to come to a Little League game because we have the parking space, we need more land, then the grant people are going to come to us and say, now why would we give you free land when you took your land and gave it away for free? Does that make sense? So that's one issue there, besides the fact that it wasn't done through legal channels properly, and that's one thing that we have to fight with. But as far as it goes, we have this piece of property that this is on. We've got that piece of property, that parking lot, and we've got the little piece of property between the ball field and the baseball field, and that's all we got. So if we decide one day that these kids want a recreation center and they want somewhere to hang out after school, we ain't got no land, we gotta buy land, you understand? So it makes no sense to me why our city would give away land for free, and then we gotta raise money to buy land back with stuff when we have nothing to do with it. Does that make sense? And I want everybody to be clear that the fire department is a wonderful, absolutely amazing part of this town. Everyone loves it to death. But the fire department separated from the city in 1993. The fire department brings in over $200,000 a year in their own income, and the city brings in its income. It is not the city's responsibility as a city to give land to the fire department. We've had people come and say, well, you got to get out there and take care of the fire department. That is not a city issue. The city issue is city property, not the fire department property. If the fire department wants to get more land, then they do have funds come in, and they can save up just like our city does to provide things for itself. That's my opinion.
I have a comment. My name's Lisa Russell, by the way. So I want to make sure everyone's clear on the point here. The point is, that the property that was quitclaim deeded was protected property, which means we could no longer qualify for any grants. No grants for your sewer system, which is sorely needed in Greenback, or any grants of any kind. That is the point. Not to mention having to deal with the fact that Greenback will be out of compliance. Mr. Slager will come here. This is a huge deal that that property was given away. Especially, I believe there is a clause, and when that property was given to the fire department over here, that is what prompted purchasing of the park in the center of Greenback. Because in order to give that property away, because it was protected property, they had to purchase comparable land. Well, in this instance, there was no comparable land purchased that I'm aware of. So this is something that is very serious and could affect the city of Greenback for a very long time. And everyone needs to think about that.
Should I say something, Elaine? The property was deeded quitclaim illegally, and by taking the property back doesn't affect how the fire department operates at all. So that's misunderstood. If you think it's going to affect their ability, Levon, to operate it, it will not. It will
I
not.
didn't ask that question for that reason. I just know in Greenback how the words are miscommunicated.
Yes, that's right.
That's the reason I asked the
That's right.
question.
But it won't affect their ability to operate at all, Levon.
I understand that, but I know how a lot of people would use that as an attack on the city.
There are a number of legal problems with the deeds as well. There are numerous technical issues that cause the deeds to not be appropriate. So I think we're well within our rights to challenge them and to have them hopefully stricken.
But I'm 100% for protecting the children's, our children, the recreation, because I've worked with the children in the recreation for many, many years.
My name is Paul Meany. I've been here for about 17 years. I want to tell you, all this melee is the best thing that's happened to this town since I've been here. To address the Alderman's question, the reason these things have happened is in 17 years I know of, you've never seen people here. Most of the time when these meetings take place out in the lobby with the mayor and maybe 2 or 3 council members there, they'll discuss something. If you show up, they don't want you there, and they would kind of talk around you, and then they would vote on things and pass them. One of the things that I was here for was when they were talking about the sewer system. The state was supposed to match funds and all this stuff. That was what was said. They voted on to begin that project, but they never been confirmed state funds for it. Paperwork wasn't done. All the proper procedures weren't done. And that's the case with all this land stuff. And I will tell you, what they're wanting to do is to get this land back, because if you don't, the state looks at it as assets that have been kind of dispersed everywhere, so they're not going to give us any more money. So if we want to build a park, the state's not going to give us money. If we want to do these improvements in our town, the state's not going to match any of these funds. And right now we're watching this because there's been some illegal stuff done in the past, as we found out. They're very leery about helping us. So we really need to do these right steps. I agree with this on getting that property back and everything, because we really need those state funds. Because the improvements that have been tossed around on Facebook and all this stuff, they cost money. And if you don't want to have to start paying taxes and doing the other things that generate the money, you've got to get some kind of help from the state. And that's the step that we're going as far as getting the property back the way that I see it. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, and the way this town operates, I don't think you have to worry about our fire department. Our town takes care of everybody here. I don't think there's anybody in this town that we don't take care of each other. I don't see that being a problem whatsoever. I think this is a step in the right direction for us as a whole.
I'm sorry, can I get his name again? What was his name?
My name is Paul Mingy.
I understood the first, but not the last.
Paul, P-A-U-L, last name Mingy, M-I-N-G-E-E.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I have a question. Just so I was clear, maybe everyone here is clear. Some of you guys have said that it will make the city of Greenback non-compliant, or it may make the city of Greenback non-compliant.
You will be done.
I think
Are we
it
assuming that it will, or, I mean, is it, just so that everyone knows it's being
We will
clear?
be.
They will, if he comes in.
And that's based upon volume, because the city doesn't have enough property? I mean, again, just,
It goes back what was given to the city and given it away. It was supposed to have been used for recreation.
and we're talking about the parking lot and the strip behind the car lot?
We're talking about the strip behind it
Actually, the street, we have part of the buildings, this is over here.
Yeah, just so,
and the concession stand. It goes on down there.
Same thing, you got the concession.
And this, I find that mistaken, the road going to the school is part of this that was given to the city.
And on that same night, that apparently that Mr. Davis motioned and then his Blankenship seconded to give the land away, it was also included to go with the plan, or that was the terminology, to give the property away, to give the Loudoun County Schools the property between the Little League field and the baseball field. That didn't get done on that last day after Tom left the thing, but the one for the fire department did. So they were also intending in that meeting, they were going to approve that, to give that land away. And the thing is, we just don't have a lot of land. And I know it seems like we've got plenty of land because the stuff we have right now is there, but we're definitely hoping to grow our recreation stuff in Greenback. And if we don't have anywhere to put it, we don't have anywhere to put it.
That was talked about at the October
It's in the
meeting,
minutes.
to give-
It's in the minutes, that meeting.
the land across the little creek down here to the school, county. Also to give the tennis court to the fire department. They didn't quite get it done. Anyway,
I guess this question is for Ms. Black and Mrs. Russell. You had said that with that transaction that you had plenty of evidence for that land transaction to get that turned around. Would part of that be in the former mayor's last, I guess he wasn't the mayor when this quitclaim deed was signed?
That's what appears to be the case, yes.
Okay.
And also, there is an issue about the minutes of the meeting in October of last year where this conveyance was discussed. It's very unclear as to what was actually approved in the minutes. And also, there's a question about whether or not that meeting was publicly noticed appropriately. Right, so if you have a conveyance approved at a meeting that's not properly noticed, that conveyance can be voided because public didn't have notice of the transaction being considered.
What would be the steps since the quitclaim deed is illegal, if it was illegal?
We would have to file suit.
File suit?
Yeah.
Would it have to be a class action suit, or
No.
would it have to be citizens, or would it be city?
It would be the city.
It would be the city.
What would the time frame of all of that procedure, kind of, what are we looking at? And during that time, would we automatically be unable to apply for grants, things like that during that time?
You're looking probably at least 9 months to a year, assuming that it's contested. If it's not contested, then perhaps we could get it resolved sooner. But if it's contested, that's as soon as it would be resolved. I suppose we could tell the state that we're taking action to try to undo the action that we believe to have been inappropriate, and perhaps that would sway them that we're trying to do the right thing and trying to get it straightened out.
Thank you.
Ms. Russell, what about books? Have you had a chance to go over those
I
with
have not. Over Holton Bean met with Ms. Bowman.
Ms. Bowman, how are the city records, how are they as far as financial?
Is that part of what we're commenting on now, the public comments? I thought we were commenting
We're supposed to be commenting on land.
on what's on the agenda.
I'm sorry?
Several years back, there was land donated over what we call the rocks. It's about 2 acres. Was left, not best, I think. It's been several years back. It's in behind where you live at, it was not, it was where the pit is. Whatever happened to that 2 acres?
I don't know, we're right now concerned about this right here.
I understand that, but that's city land, because that done, they talk about land. And also, what about the property, the old school? That's city, isn't it?
No, that's county.
If there's no more comments, I would suggest that we consider the motion
Yeah.
to have that legal action taken and approved.
I'll make a motion that we take legal action to get on the land.
I second.
All those in favor, aye? Aye.
And to be clear, we're talking about the 2 quitclaim deeds that were executed on December 28, 2018, both of them.
Then we can take a roll call vote for that litigation.
I think was it unanimous? No, it was one. Okay, then yes, you can take a roll call, it's not unanimous.
We need a roll call.
Yes.
Need to roll to.
A roll
We just
call
need to
down.
get back
Yes.
for.
Motion passed.
But you need to take a roll call so that she can note who voted what.
Okay, John?
I second.
Second, and you voted aye.
From
No. So the motion passes.
Motion
passes.
So we will try to have that filed sometime within the next month before the next meeting.
Okay.
Let me ask a question. During that time, this is going on, can the fire department do anything?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, sure.
During this time, could the fire department do anything with the property, do anything to the property?
Well, we'll try to put them on notice that they shouldn't do that until we get this straightened out.
My husband, the fire department.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't disturb it until we get this straightened out. And again, it's nothing against the fire department. They're going to be a necessary party in this because they're the ones who, of record, now have the property. So we have to name them in the lawsuit. And again, it may be something that could be worked out by agreement, in which case it would be a lot cheaper and a lot faster, and it could get everything, ironed out very quickly. And I'm hopeful that that's the case. No, I'm talking about just agreeing to quit claim it back. That's all it takes. Just quit claim it back. If that happens, then we're done.
Seems like it's being more proactive.
Yeah. Then we're not talking about 9 months or a year. We're talking about a very short period of time if they'll agree to quit claim it back.
Quit claim back.
Yes, that undoes the problem. Yeah.
So, I got a question myself. Why would we not fight for property knowing that we would not get state funding?
Exactly.
Knowing that we would cut out our state funding, and Greenback's already a little town. Why wouldn't we?
Go ahead.
A lot of them know me, a lot of them don't. I run rec league, I sit on the board down there. Does this change anything for us as far as playing ball and starting to see? I just wanted to.
You're good. But the thing I'm trying to do is get the communication out to the people in Greenback. It's our town, and I want everybody to have a say-so. And the door is always open. If you want to talk to me, feel free to come, It'll never be closed. But like I say, we got to take care of our town. We got a lot of work to do. And I've been blessed with fantastic help. And the people in the town have really stepped up, and that's what we like to see. And believe it or not, I've even had calls from out of state about our parade and what took place after the parade. Wendy done the sleepover thing for them kids. People want to know how we do that. Just like I say, I've got people in Greenback that want to step up and help.
I got a couple of questions. One, actually, on getting the information out to notify people about when the meetings are, what's going on. I know we have social media, but for the people that doesn't follow social media, what other aspects are used? Is this posted in the paper, or is there?
We'll post it in the paper.
Posted in the paper.
And which paper are you posting in?
Maryville Times.
Maryville Times.
I think more people get the Maryville Times.
It's also posted at the library, on the front door here, also posted at the post offices.
Okay, I just know a lot of people that just, don't get out, make sure that they get that information. And as far as the land goes, has anyone talked about sitting down with Ronnie, whoever need to, as far as the fire department, and discuss this quit claiming?
We have tried. We've tried.
That's been tried and failed.
He said he wasn't allowed to talk to me.
Okay.
Does anybody know what the plans are for the fire department to do the land if they get it? I mean, what are we fighting against? Do they just want to make the fire department bigger? Is there a set plan that they have in mind?
I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is the land that needs to be in Greenback.
Agreed.
Because we lose it, we ain't getting nowhere.
Now, we were talking about the meetings. The meetings are our scheduled meetings. They help the second Tuesday of every month. That's also a way of publicizing when they are. It's that time, and then it'll be publicized like the other places too. But it's also public, regular scheduled times. 7 o'clock is second Tuesday of every month, except I don't know whether or not have one in July or not. We usually do.
You have to make it up. The law.
July and December, but we can have them in those months if I don't already.
Any more questions?
I'll just make my comment as a resident of Greenback. My feeling is we gotta get the land back. End of story. Don't matter to me, you gotta get that land back.
Well, we're going to court.
That's just my comment.
Dave?
I wanted to ask you a question about the sewer. Have you looked into what happened with that? Are we gonna try to get that again, the sewer system?
Well, that's just one of them things down the road. Just take one step at a time. Any more questions?
Mr. Mayor, one question, will the meeting notes or whoever's taking notes, will that be made public? And will those notes be available to us when they are made public? I guess the biggest thing is, when you folks vote on something, will how the council voted be noted in those notes?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And how will those be made public?
Can I speak to that? You care?
Go ahead.
With council approval at probably the next meeting or when y'all get together for the workshop, whatever, we're trying to establish a citywide website. So it'll be cityofgreenback.gov, and that's already reserved for us, so it will be built. All minutes will be typed in and actually loaded up to that, and there will be those will stay on that list. So we'll archive those on that, so if you want to see what happened tonight, and it's 2 years from now, it'll be there. So you will have a track on that, and that's one thing that was so important as far as transparency with the government goes. You don't have to come and go, can you give me a piece of paper because I just need to see what happened 2.5 years ago. You should be able to easily, anytime you want to, 12 o'clock midnight, go in there and go, I want to know that, and there it is. You know what I mean? Also, these field meetings will be loaded up to the city's YouTube site, and we'll be posting a link on the Wayne's Facebook page where this will all be recorded tonight, and people can watch it. There will be absolutely no stand for anything that is not completely transparent in the city, ever again. It's free. The website's not. The website, the feds, you'll have to pay me on YouTube. But that's one of the reasons that's one of the main reasons that Dwayne wanted to run, because he was very, very fed up with the non-transparency in this government, and that when you walk in this place and you say, can I see something, it shouldn't be like, why are you asking that? It should be absolutely, and thank you for giving a crap enough about our city to come ask it. That's the way everyone here should be treated, and if you're not treated that way, you need to let somebody know.
Well, another thing, we're in the, we're in the process. I've got a young lady that's scanning all the documents and everything that will be on, that you put on the computer and all that stuff. So that's paperwork. It's going out to, y'all still got an outhouse, come by and we'll give you something. But it'll all be scanned. So I'm one of them that's kind of behind on getting on this internet stuff. I get my grandson, he's 5 years old, he can bring it up. Anyway, is there anything else, questions or?
And this will be an item that Ms. Davis takes care of, the legal action.
Yes.
Okay. I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion, second. All ayes.
Motion adjourned.